All right, we got a break in the weather today. Not much of one, so we're going to do this kind of fast here today. But what I'm working on today on the pine body guitar is we're going to deal with the heel here. And what I'm basically going to do, I'm going to take my little, my other sander that I have, and we're going to grind away at some of this heel to bring it down a little bit so it's not so thick, so that when you're up here playing on the upper notes of the neck, it's a little bit easier to reach. So that's what we're going to work on, and I'll bring you right back in. All right, so what we're going to do, I'm all masked up, glassed up, hatted up. This is what I'm going to be using, and we're going to grind away at this for a little bit. Once this is finalized, then we're going to use that mid-wax hardener, wood hardener, and apply that on the guitar. Once I do that, then does that show that right there? Then once this is on, then we'll have to wait 24 hours before I can do anything else. So anyway, here we go. Alright, there we go. Now what I'll do is I'll take this sponge sanding block. This one here, it has to be my ancient one. I've had it for many years. And if you noticed, I nicked the neck. Dang it. So I'll have to sand that out. And I'll work on that, getting that out. It's probably going to change the whole feel of my neck here. Why I like to use these sanding sponges is because they'll bend to the contour of what you're working on, and just makes quick work of stuff. I'm using 80 grit on it right at the moment. .80 grit's usually my go-to starting of the sanding, and then I'll graduate it up as needed. Usually I don't go past 120. Sometimes I'll use 400, 800, but I save those for the actual finish. Trying to keep from having to refinish the neck, but it looks like I'll have to do it now. So I've had to put this on hold for a while because of the humidity's been so high out here. Anywhere from 80 to 90% humidity. It's been like 95 degrees or hotter. And that's by 10 o'clock in the morning. So I have to be able to work as I can, because I can't take the heat no more. Plus the high humidity is not good on trying to work on guitars. But anytime building a guitar, you gotta expect you're gonna have some mishaps. You just gotta learn how to work around it and do what you can do to straighten it back out again. I went a little deeper here than I thought I did. Thank goodness it's mahogany. It sands really nice. So.
this plant help with you?
No, I'm fine. Thank you. Yes, my wife's back out in the shop with me too. She's such a blessing to me. She really helps me out a lot here lately. And I'm not quite the man I used to be. I need the extra help these days. Again, I like to bring awareness to Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is more than just memory loss. It affects your physical being, your, what do you call that? Where you, eye-hand coordination sometimes goes wacky on you. There's days when I feel like I'm in another planet. Those days are getting to be more frequent. And there will be a time when I won't be able to do this anymore. And so if you have somebody in your life that's got Alzheimer's or dementia, please, please, please don't take it out on them. They really do not know what's going on half the time. And the further in the progress, the worse it's going to be on them. And they don't need you or anybody else picking on them and making fun of them and all that stuff, because in some ways they do feel that, and there ain't nothing they can do about it. It's just a part of this disease. They do have me on this so-called miracle drug that seems to be helping me a lot. But all it does is just slows things down and prolongs your life a little longer. So anyway, be kind to those people. And there's many of us out there that's got this disease. And on some, from my research on it, on some people it seems to affect them really, really fast, and other people it affects them really, really slow. And I seem to be somewhere in between that. And I am 5 years into being diagnosed from it. At the time, I was given 8 to 10 years to live. So, again, just be kind to people. There's no need to be being mean and saying sarcastic things. One of my things that's going fairly rapidly is my speech. Not being able to enunciate words the way I used to be able to. I hear it in my head, but it just doesn't come out in my mouth that way. So again, there's more to Alzheimer's and dementia than just forgetfulness. And a lot of people label it that way, but it's not necessarily true. And the other thing that's been happening to me is, what would you call that? Being deranged, where you think you're one place and you're not.
Hallucinate?
Not really, yeah, I don't know if it's hallucinating. I guess it is a borderline hallucinations and stuff. What's been happening to me lately is having these dreams that seem so real. Then my wife will wake me up, and when I come to, it disorientates me. So I really think I'm there, and then when I come to see me in real life, it confuses me. So that's part of the disease. But anyways, coming right along. We'll get that, I've already shown you how I put that hardener on, so I probably won't show you that. I do have a couple pinholes and stuff I need to fix. Some of them were nail holes, some of them are just natural pinholes. It's in pine. Bring this heel down, should make it a whole lot easier to play. what I'm trying to do is get rid of that harsh line that was running across there. Something else I think I mentioned this before, why I like working with pine is it just sands so beautifully. I mean, it's easy to sand, it's easy to manipulate it and make it look like something. And if you're thinking about building a guitar, I would suggest starting off with pine, just so you kind of get the experience of making a guitar. I'd hate for you to go out and spend $200 or $300 on some wood and screw it all up. Pine is cheap compared to what hardwoods cost. And my very first guitar neck I made, I went down, I think it was Lowe's or Home Depot, I don't remember which, and bought a couple pieces of oak. At the time, I didn't know you shouldn't make guitar necks out of oak. But you know what? That first neck is still hanging around. I put it on a cigar box guitar I made. In fact, I still have it in the house. I ought to get it out and show you pictures of it. It's still around, still playing fine, and a little heavy, a little thick. It was my very first neck, but it didn't cost me hardly anything to do that. And so I always tell people, just go down to the Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever, just buy you some cheap wood and try to make one. And if you screw it up, so what? And you don't have to use it, but it'll give you the experience of how a neck is carved and that whole thing. And why go out again, spend $200 or $300 on wood, and then start to do it and screw it all up, which can happen. And I have had necks fail. I've lost several $100s on necks that have failed, and not really any fault of my own. It's just that wood is wood. You know, it's going to do what it's going to do. And it's heartbreaking sometimes. You get upset. At least I do. Well, all right. My lovely assistant will bring the camera around here so you can see what I'm doing.
You call me lovely, you know I'll do whatever.
So anyway, all I'm doing is just smoothing out the edges. And I've almost got the nicks out of the neck there. I'll have to do a little bit more sanding on it. But you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm not going to keep the camera on, show you every little step. But we brought this down about half of what it was, or a little more than that. And this is where we're going to stop with it right here. And that should make it a little bit smoother on the hand when I'm playing up here on the higher notes of the neck up here. And I'm going to keep working on this with my sanding paper here. And I don't want to leave the camera running too long because it is on my cell phone. It eats up a lot of storage on my phone pretty quick. And, but anyway, I'll bring it back in after I put the hardener on it, just to show you what it looking like. And then that'll be it for this chapter of this guitar build. And then hopefully tomorrow, or sometime either tomorrow or early next week, we'll start putting the tongue oil finish on it, depending on the weather. And so we're that close now. It's just a little more sanding here, and it should be, once I get this finalized, that'll be it. And that, and I got these little pinholes, like I said, I got to fill in. And I might just leave that one and use it for the strap button. But this one I need to fill, and there's another one over here on the side here that needs some filling. So I may do that a little bit too. I may go ahead and get my CA glue and fill them in. Alrighty, well, this is Stealth Guitar and his wife, and we'll be talking at you. Bye now. Yep, I got the neck clamps back on. I had a mishap a little bit ago. I went to grab hold of the guitar and the neck popped out of the neck. One thing I didn't do was I did not sand off the doggone sanding sealer that they had on the neck. Sanding sealer and glue do not mix. That neck come right off. I'm glad I did it now instead of after I got it all finished and got it all put together and put strings on and had it pull off. So I had to reset the neck. So now I gotta wait a few hours before I can pull the clamps and continue on with it. So I'll probably continue on with this tomorrow. So if it's not one thing, it's another for me. So anyway, it went back together all right. I just cleaned it up with a chisel and a little bit of sandpaper. Cleaned the neck pocket out, got it all squared up, pre-fit it, and then glued it back in and clamped it up as you see. This clamp right here is a little hard because see, I already grinded that heel off, so it's hard to get any pressure on it. I finally got it, but not easy. So it'd been nice if it was still flat and it popped off, but no. So anyway, here's where we're at today. I'll bring you back in probably again tomorrow because there won't be much more I can do for this today. And like I said, you got to be prepared to go with the blows and know how to fix things. And this is one of them. Totally shocked me. And I thought after I pulled the neck, after the neck came off, I seen my mistake. I didn't sand that heel off before I applied glue. And so there's a word of caution for anybody buying these production necks and they've already been sealed. You gotta, if you're gonna make it a set neck, you gotta sand that sealer off or it's gonna pop off. So if for some reason it pops off this time, because we're going to test it after this, and if it does that again, then I'll have no choice but to make it a bolt-on neck. So like I said, there's always a solution to something. So I don't want to make it a bolt-on neck, but if I have to, we'll do that. Alrighty, y'all. Hope your day's going better than mine. Oh yeah, I might as well fill you in. On my last video, I told you my trans acoustic burned up. I have to replace the electronics of that. That's not going to happen until next month because my tube amp, one of the tubes went out on it, so I'm going to fix that first, and then the trans acoustic, and it's right around $300 for both parts together. I don't have that kind of money. I know it may not sound like a lot to a lot of you out there, but it is to me. And I have to do things month to month, what do you want to call it. And my wife and I allow so much to be spent on Amazon per month, and once we reach that limit, then we pay that off and then go do it again. So I don't want to go over my limit, so that's the way things are. Alrighty, can't think of anything else I want to say at the moment, so I won't. Alrighty, I'll talk to you all later. Bye.